A single bracelet does not jingle. If you show off your strength, you will start a fight.
Get out of my sight and get the men ready.
But General, do you hen?
Damn! Iran has bitten off more than they can chew. Go and do as you're told immediately.
General Twain, a macho person, stern, well-known, and respected among the Iraqi people, happened to be the commander-in-chief of the Iraqi armed force, and would go to any length and breadth to make sure whatever he says goes unchallenged and is unarguably established. He had been very angry since the information came to him that one of the Iraqi lucrative oil rig had been brought down, just like thunderbolts, by a shell, suspected to be fired from the Iranian military base. Nobody saw this coming. He looked with vehemence as Ahmed walked slowly away from his presence.
Faster boy!
He commanded and started murmuring, as he was always seen doing whenever he was angry. In less than 10 minutes, Ahmed came back with a placate response.
General, the men have been summoned, and others positioned at the south, east, and midwest have received your message and are very much alert.
Make sure the arsenal is fully loaded with armories and ammunitions. If not, make provisions.
Yes, sir.
I suppose you all are aware of the latest developments. Iran has started again, but this time we'll end it all for them. I do not give a damn what the UN thinks. This war has started. I want our first mission to be launched by 1 p.m. this afternoon. Get yourself prepared and give justice to the evil. Let Allah be praised.
In accordance with the general's orders, the men swung swiftly into action to make sure the peace troops were forced out of their country immediately, even if they had to open fire. This was to prevent them from interfering during the operation by 1 p.m. During this process, some of the members of the peacekeeping troops sustained serious gunshot injuries in an attempt to resist, while the others gave in order not to be subjected to the same fate. The Iraqi army saw them leave in their choppers and accompanying them out of their territory and airspaces to make sure they left for good and were not coming back anytime soon. The general was giving an immediate feedback on the success of the forceful dispelling of the peace troop from the Iraqi vicinity. By 1 p.m., the mission commenced. The first biochemical weapon, the exocet missile, was projected into the civilized and densely inhabited capital city of Iran, Tehran. 15 minutes later, 2 ballistic missiles were released in a synchronous manner into Iran to back up the previous shots. No doubt, this was a total mayhem. This made the general pretty relaxed. He had this great feeling to have shown he is up to the task, though he was not yet satisfied because he was quite aware that there would be a retaliation really soon. He began to think. Just then, an idea struck him and he needed to pass it to his cabinet.
Ned!
Yes, sir.
Though Ahmed did almost all the running around, there had to be done at the barracks. He was always there whenever General Twain needed him. Ahmed had a tall and well-built physique, and also an effulgent appearance. He walked in to answer the general. He was a low-ranked officer, but had always been the general's favorite. His father was a close friend and colleague of the general. They mostly fought side by side until he was killed in a brutal war. Ever since then, General Twain has seen Ahmed not as a soldier, but as a son. Ahmed started serving in the armed force shortly after his father's death and has been working under general for 7 years now. He had a mother whom he caters for. This was the most important thing that mattered to him. He always made it an obligation to visit her whenever he was less busy. She lives at the outskirts of the city, Baghdad.
Call a clandestine meeting of my cabinet. I have something in mind.
Ahmed worked out gallantly. He had an assignment to fulfill, one that was immediate and paramount. In no time, the message was delivered and the cabinet arrived. General Twine had no time to waste. Time was running so fast. It was now 3 o'clock p.m. The general commenced speaking.
You all know what is at stake. How we have always wanted to protect our country. Now is that time. We have launched our first attack, and it was quite successful. We dealt them with a heavy blow and must not stop there.
He paused for a while and looked around, as if expecting any form of reaction, but there was silence in the room. The room was large but dark. It was some blocks away from the general's office, and it has a porch and was known as the upper room. The room was fully furnished with exquisite furniture, all modern conveniences. He continued the speech.
I have decided to dot all the I's and cross all the T's by taking the lead and secretly surprising the Iran by an unexpected attack by land. Our commandos are to attack by land. We need to put Iran in a frenzied state.
After explaining the plot, the general looked around once again, but this time only at the 12-sided men. He could see them consult one another and could read from their actions that they quite agreed with his plan. But just to confirm so he wouldn't be skeptical, he called.
Colonel Mustafa, what is your take on this?
Excellent.
This reply lulled the general, and he reciprocated with a mild smile. This meeting was held in Sub Rosa,